Hi everyone. I thought we would just do a quick little podcast this week because it's been about a month since I showed you guys things. What I'm working on, giving you a little update. I've had to purchase some new yarn and some new crafting things, and I, finished a project and I am like halfway through another one. So I thought this week we could just do a little sit down knitting podcast. So that is this. My first finished project is the one that I'm wearing. It is the solid apple green sweater. The base sweater is the tacky sweater, the tacky Christmas sweater that I made a few months ago. I was test knitting. So that is available on Ravelry and you can buy it. But the pattern is really, I liked the fit and I liked the construction. Like, it seemed easy enough. So I just made it, but in this apple green Malbrigo yarn. And I made it a little bit big because I like it kind of loose. I've tucked it in, as you can see. I don't know, I like it. I have a little bit left, so I might end up adding some length. I haven't quite decided yet, but honestly, it kind of fits. It fits fine. I love it. I don't know. That's it. That's not the only thing I finished. I also, if you've been watching recently, went through my stash and I destashed a little bit, but I've made 2 scarves. They're not very long. They're for children kind of thing. Some scarves. And 3 hats. 3 hats. Those are, I'm not keeping them. I'm just making them with some of the stash that is not quite enough to give to people, but is like not enough to throw away, if that makes any sense. And then the rest is going out of my home. That's just the leftovers of my stash. And I used a little bit off of it, not quite stash, I guess, my like to get rid of, like high priority, leave the house if anyone needs it. But yeah, that's all my finished objects. For my whips, I have this bad boy, which when you saw it last, I think I had just started. Oh my goodness, I have made a big tangled mess. But I have this one, which is the Campfire Cozy Shawl. I hope I can show you the lace pattern. So there's the lace pattern. It's just a simple garter stitch and lace. But I added some pearls into it, and the pearls play into a future project that we're going to get to in just a few minutes. But I did do this guy. The lace shows up a little bit better on the purple. So this guy, I have used 1 ball of white. I had 2. So I don't know if I showed you guys this in the last knitting podcast. The last knitting podcast that I did, but I had these guys, and they are the Brown Sheep Prairie Spun DK, and Brown Sheep is the name of the brand, obviously, but those are these guys. This is almost an entire skein of white, so I was going to do some more of the purple as the lace, do a few more repeats of that, just so that it's a little bit longer, and then I'm going to switch back, I think, to the white to do some more garter stitch for a bit. It was just a simple shawl pattern. I just wanted something a little heavier. I started this in January thinking I would finish it, but then I got distracted, so I haven't finished it yet, but whatever. But yeah, that is the most current whips, the whips you've seen. I'm pretty sure I've shown you the Campfire Cozy ones, so we will move on. The next whip I have is this little guy. He is very bright on camera, so I apologize. It's got cute little hearts in it. Look at that. So this is going to end up being another shawl pattern. This one does not have a pattern, like it's not an actual pattern you can get because I'm designing. I want to say designing in air quotes because, like, technically I think what I am doing is designing, but it's more like Frankensteining. It's not really designing. But yeah, so this, the hearts are a doily pattern that I found, and then I have, you can't really tell, obviously, because this is like really bright on camera. But I showed this in a knitting podcast while ago. I was making a scarf and I was holding it double with mohair. This is just a bunch that I had left, and it's, I think, lace weight or sport. It could be a fingering. It's a very thin yarn. And I needed it to be thin because this shawl, which is like not really a secret, but it's a secret for you guys, my super secret hot pink shawl pattern, is going to be, so this is just the one I'm testing on. I'm gonna like do one repeat just so I can like figure out how the stitches I want to use, like the lace pattern stitches I want to use, are gonna fit. But when I go to make the actual one, it's going to be knit in this Knit Picks Shadow Bear, in the color Bear. That just means it's undyed. It's just a lace weight yarn. It is 100% merino wool, if I remember right. Lace weight. About 400 grams. So that's my only purchase, was this yarn. My only yarn purchase so far. But I have 400 grams of that. I haven't cast on for it yet because I wanted to get a little farther, and I wanted this hot pink one to be kind of done. And then another thing I bought for this shawl pattern, I'm not putting them on here, so you probably won't see them on this guide, but I'm going to make a sample out of my merino. But I also bought, why didn't I get these out sooner? You can kind of hear them, can't you? I also bought beads. So we're going to throw some beads in there. I got these ones all at my local craft stores. So they're a la Michael's and Joann's, but they're seed beads. I got these nice ones. They're the long shaped ones. And then I got a red blend. So there's like a couple different shades, and they're topaz. And then I have a ton of these green ones. And I've been looking online at Fire Mountain Gems. And there's a lady at my local yarn store who goes to like the Wednesday night club I've been going to, and she has beads. So I might ask her, because she apparently has very good ones, and I might buy some beads off of her because I want fall colors, because I think fall colors would show up really nicely on this. Just to give it some color, because I don't want to dye the yarn because I don't trust my dyeing skills, because I've never dyed anything. But I want this shawl to be, you know, kind of nice, a little luxurious, if you will say. But I bought this nice little container to stick all my beads in. But yeah, that's all the beads I have. It is quite big, and I have way more little boxes than I have beads. Because my other beading project that, you know, isn't exactly related. Hold on one second. I'm gonna grab something. Okay, I'm back. So my other project has to do with this. This is 8 o'clock, you know, for cross stitch. It's 16 count, if I remember correctly. I bought it at Michael's, I bought it at Michael's a while ago. It's just a big, kind of decent roll. My other project that I wanted to use beads for, besides this little shawl pattern that we're working on, is I found a crochet beaded purse. Chatelaine. It's a chatelaine, which, if you're into historical clothing, is just, it was used a lot. I don't know, I think Victorian. Please don't come for me if I say the wrong one. I'm so sorry. I found this pattern specifically in a 1902 beadwork little workbook thing on Internet Archive. And I kind of wanted to get into beading. I wanted to like do some cute little beaded things because I was buying beads, so I thought, why not, just bead some things. And it's a crochet beaded bag. It is entirely beaded, and I don't trust my counting, so I thought I would do it on cross stitch fabric because I wanted it to be a little sturdier. I know that if I put beads in my crochet, it's going to be sturdy, but I didn't want it to like roll around, and I didn't trust myself to do it properly. And so, I don't know, I just decided I didn't want to crochet the back for whatever reason. But I had a bunch of this, and I knew this would make it at least kind of sturdy, and it would be like, stiffer, because I wanted to be able to put like my phone and my keys in like a cute little beaded purse bag. So I found this pattern that I don't have with me. I printed it out, but I don't know where I put it. It is wild rose and forget-me-nots in a cute little beaded purse bag, and that's my other project. Um, I've been doing some Googling on beading, especially for cross-stitch fabric, and I think I'll need size 15 beads to be able to do the project. I do have to, well, I don't have to, but I'm going to. What I'm planning to do is take that pattern and transcribe it kind of sort of into an Excel sheet so that I can color code it, because the version on Internet Archive is not great. The version I found on Google Books is not great. Like they're you can kind of see what the pattern looks like, but you can't see exactly where each bead is supposed to go, and the pattern is supposed to have where the beads go, and I was just gonna copy that and like bead it myself basically. So I found one on the Library of Congress website for the United States that supposedly Yale has. So, and that scan is pretty high quality. Like I can kind of see all the lines. So I'm going to use that to get most of the pattern onto the Excel sheet. I just need to sit down and like do it. It's just a lot of like one by one by one, like a lot of repetition. And I haven't quite, gotten onto that. I might just print it out. I might get lazy. Who knows? We'll see. I'll keep you guys posted on that. This one is not as big or high of a priority as the rest of my knitting projects, and if I do any updates, I will make them separate videos, just because it's kind of like not something I think a lot of you guys came here for. But yeah, I'm getting into beading now, I guess. I just decided to do that. But yeah, that's about it. I didn't have anything else. That's all I had. I just wanted to show you guys that I finished a sweater and that I've started some new projects. And for some reason I thought I had a lot more started, but I don't. So that's great to know. But yeah, I will see you guys next week. I might have some more of this shawl done. I've been busting it out. Well, not busting it, but I've been working really hard to finish it. So I might have some more of that done, and if so, I will attempt to do a breakdown next week of what we're gonna do. This one I do expect to do the finished one. I do expect it's gonna take a while. I'm budgeting myself like 6 months for it, just because I'm gonna place the beads individually, and I need to, once I finish this guy, make a smaller section. I don't know. I'll explain it all next week. But yeah, I will see you guys later, and I hope you guys have fun. Have you guys ever beaded anything? I would love to know, honestly. Like, tell me in the comments. Have a good day.